Does the Apple story resonate with you based on what you're seeing from your clients, Daniel?
Yeah, we've heard a lot of companies who went, in the pandemic, they all went remote and distributed. And then now when things are changing again, they want their employees back in the office because they think that being there and being able to see those employees somehow equals culture or somehow equals productivity. And I think what's interesting about the Apple story is what the employees are saying is we're being productive, we're giving our best, and the way we can be the most productive is by working in this more flexible way. So it's kind of, you hear it in the same sentence as this kind of quiet quitting conversation, but it's actually, to me, more a story of the power of employees to create value and the role of the company in either helping them do that or trying to change how they do that.
Well, and you'll see whether Apple acquiesces here in any way. But, does it seem that the pendulum is swinging back to the office and executives or those who want workers back to the office are having more power than they did a year ago when we were, just starting to work through Omicron?
We'll see. Look, the pendulum has been swinging for decades in favor of employees who have more power and more control than ever before. And so companies are finding themselves in this position of having to be people first, and taking that on as an opportunity and as a strategy has been very successful. Now, some companies or leaders want it to be the way it was, or somehow try to return to that. I think some of them are finding themselves stuck, and ultimately value is created by talent and people. If you're, as a leader, not able to put those people in the best position to create value, then you've got a real problem. And so, look, I think there are some companies like Apple who have a huge investment in real estate and a big state-of-the-art office, and they want to position that as an asset and as a strength to those employees. And some employees want that. For some people, no doubt, getting up, going to an office, being with other people is really attractive and really helpful to them. But for others, it's not. And so I think what you're more seeing is, multiple different kind of talent pools developing where some talent wants to work remotely, other talent wants to work in the office, and companies are kind of having to choose which part of the talent pool they want to play in. But in all cases, they have to choose based on what the talent wants. It's the people first that's driving these business decisions.
How is this impacting hiring and retention? I mean, are you seeing a lot of people quit, a lot of people voting with their feet?
Well, look, unemployment is still at historically, very low levels, and I think it's easier than ever to get a job, right? People can just swipe left on you and swipe left on someone else, and they're working at a new company. They don't have to get a new, commute. And so what we're seeing is, people are resigning and, in higher numbers than they had been, but people are getting hired faster than ever. And I think we've got almost 2 job openings still for every 1 job seeker in the market today. So it's still a talent market, and companies are doing their best just to try to keep up and compete.
Let's talk about quiet quitting and this idea of just doing the bare minimum, not going to try too hard, not going to overexert myself because, you know what? I'm just going to do my job. I'm just going to do my job. What impact is this having?
Yeah, look, there's nothing wrong with doing your job and not, ruining your life in order to achieve it. But at the same time, at the point where it kind of moves over into this area of sort of quitting or taking advantage of the system, it becomes a problem. I think what this has shown is that for many companies, they don't really have a great way of measuring what a good employee actually is. They don't actually know what output or what quality really looks like. And so they use this thing of how long are you logged into your laptop or are you sitting in your cubicle, instead of knowing which of my employees are actually great and what do I do to inspire discretionary effort. I think the companies who are people first focus on those questions, have an advantage, and they don't have this problem of employees dropping out, without telling them.